We are partnering today with SMECO, Southern Maryland Electric Company, and your name is?
Jeff Shaw.
All right, so what is your role and responsibilities here for SMECO?
Well, the title is Vice President of Distributed Energies and Sustainability.
See?
So
that's what we're talking about.
What we do in a day is energy efficiency, energy conservation. We do renewables, we do electric vehicles, you name it, we can get it done.
Right, so you do the charging for the electric vehicles at local libraries and local
We do.
parking.
We've been authorized to install 60 electric vehicle charging stations. The mix underneath the 60 are 50 level 2s and up to 10 level 3s. So as of today, we're sitting about 27 in total. We've got 24 level 2s and 3 level 3s in at the moment and actively seeking more.
Okay.
And you're right, we do have to put them on government lands, 24/7 accessibility. So we're at libraries, we're at government facilities such as this, we're at parks. We have 11 currently here in Charles County.
That's a good point, because it's up to the local owners, or lease owners, I guess, for having charging stations at like a Wawa gas station or somewhere like that. It's not up to SMECO.
That's right.
It's up to the people who are leasing the space to provide electric charging.
And you'll see them at Giant Foods who have partnered with Voltus Charging. You'll see them at Wawa's, you'll see them at Sheets. All different types of flavors and feels out, even hotels now.
And moms as well.
Moms in Waldorf, that's right.
Okay, so you mentioned energy sustainability. I have a solar panel. I have solar panels on my house.
Great.
And I have the Tesla Powerwall as well.
Excellent.
So what do you do for energy sustainability for looking at something like that?
Well, for you, that's where you are in your space. From a SMECO perspective, we're there to help you interconnect everything you just talked about. We want you to be able to have your solar, to have your battery, and to have your EV, and interconnect that to the grid safely and reliably.
Okay. I've been a Powerwall owner for a few years, solar panel owner since 2016.
Okay.
And in my electrical bill, I do get a credit once a year.
That's right.
So can you explain that credit? Because a lot of people are still trying to wrap their head around leasing solar panels, for example.
Right. What you're describing is what we call net metering.
Okay.
Net metering is, as you just described, you've got forward and reverse on your meter. So during the day, when you're there, you're not using much, but your solar panels are actively producing. The first thing they do is dump that power into your house for anything that's calling for the power. If nothing in the house is calling for power and solar is still producing, it then comes to our meter and flows back out onto the grid. That's the net, the reverse portion. And for that, we're paying you, you're avoiding full retail rate. So that's energy and distribution charges. And every April is when we settle up with you. If you have a balance and you carry it over, next month we carry that over and we settle up. But at the end of March into April, if you have excess from the whole year, we pay you for that energy as well.
And that varies.
It does.
From house to house, correct?
Not from house to house, but from a given year to a given year, depending on what power costs are up for us in the market.
Okay, so how much? It's like 9, 10, 11, 12 cents.
Straight energy right now for us, because we just switched to summer rates, are just a little over 7 cents.
7 cents, okay, gotcha.
But if you're looking at distribution and all-in taxes, tags, and title,
okay,
you're talking about 13.5 cents.
All right. As you know, I'm a YouTuber. You're going to be on my YouTube channel in about 6 months.
Great.
I have interviewed this man who lives in Hanover County. He's in a townhome, and he has 7 Powerwalls.
Okay.
Now, when I first met him, I said, this is a bit excessive to me. But then he educated me, which I'm going to interview him tomorrow as a 1 year after the fact video, okay? This is what he said to me. He said that eventually, the power company like yours, if his community loses power, he can actually send power to his neighbors. And so he could be somewhat of a temporary fix until the power comes back up. And that company will then also pay him as well. Is that correct? Have you heard anything like that?
Those are called microgrids.
Okay.
SMECO is not there yet, but we'll get there. And that's called transactive energy in microgrids. We're not there yet.
When will you be there? Because I'm interested.
That is a complex system you just described right there.
Right.
For us, we're probably 5 years from being to something like that.
Okay. So in my community, all of our power lines, I said this is the last question, I just make one more statement. All of our power lines are buried. And so I guess our main transformer is somewhere by the mall. So if there's an accident and that transformer pops, our community loses power, except me. I'm not bragging or anything like that.
Right.
That's only happened one time. In my 4.5 years old in the Powerwall, I actually giggled out aloud. And I hate to say that. My neighborhood was dark and I'm like, yes, I got the brightest house on the street. And I was like giggling. So it does work in real time because again, with Powerwall, you don't see it click from Powerwall to SMECO. You don't see it at all. It's so seamless. So basically what Leon told me is the same thing that you were telling me in about 5 years. I can technically throw some power. Yeah, wow. So would y'all let me know when it happens?
You'll see information come out from us about that.
And so how would you pay me, or how does that work?
We would not be paying you per se.
Okay.
Now maybe on a microgrid, there's room for conversation around the microgrid and what that looks like for payment.
Right.
But from a transactive energy perspective, that wouldn't be SMECO paying you. That could be your neighbor paying you. That could be somebody, if you're in a row of townhouses, maybe 4 townhouses down, that wants to pay for your extra energy.
Okay, I keep that in mind.
Go ahead and Google transactive energy.
I will. And it's been nice talking to you. Now I got some more stuff to chew on, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.